Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst.
Look at that. Wow, is that an incredible fish?
And the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water. With Pat McSharry.
All right, what a fish.
Andy Fiocco.
Wow. Get the colors on this fish.
And Mike Anselmo.
Man, he's bumping.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of In-Depth Outdoors. I'm James Holst, and on today's show, we're headed to North Dakota. Now, we've been all over the United States and Canada this season, as far east as Indiana, as far west as Idaho, but it just didn't seem right to go an entire season without fishing somewhere in North Dakota. So Devil's Lake is our destination, and we're going to be targeting early season walleyes. Now, we expect these fish are going to be just coming off the spawn, so that makes today's show particularly useful to anglers fishing all across the upper Midwest and Canada. As walleye seasons start to open, what you're going to see is the presentations we use today will be useful no matter where you fish walleyes across the Midwest. So it's Pat McSharry and I, Devil's Lake, North Dakota, targeting early season walleyes today on In-Depth Outdoors.
There's one.
That one was on the plastic.
That was on the plastic. Getting sneaky up here.
Yep.
I don't know what we got here. If it's, it feels like a heavier fish, Pat.
Okay. It's not moving too fast.
No, there's still time for it to disappoint me. So far, he hasn't done a darn thing to indicate anything other than a good fish. We'll see.
Oh yeah, nice fish.
Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo!
That's a good one, man.
Got those big old walleye teeth up there in the net. There we go. Oh, that is a big fish. The old standby. Chartreuse, orange core moxie, VMC moon eye jig, and that is a long Devil's Lake walleye there.
Mm-hmm.
It's upper 20s.
She's already starting to pack a few pounds on. Maybe
Yeah.
not a few, but putting some weight on anyways.
She hit it with some authority. Beautiful fish. All right, we'll let that fish go. I've not caught a whole ton of Devil's Lake walleyes, but that's my biggest Devil's Lake walleye
That's
by
a nice
far.
one.
Longest anyway. Great way to start the day. See you later, big girl. All right. So fishing a 1/4 ounce Fire Tiger VMC moon eye jig there. And that is a moxie. That's the 4-inch version. And that fish liked everything about it. Just figured since Pat was throwing the hardware, I'd throw a jig and plastic on here. And the little bit of fishing I have done out here to Devil's Lake, we've always kind of just done both. Throughout the course of the day, the crankbait will be hot and then it'll switch around and it'll go over to the plastic. So it's a good idea to kind of have at least one guy throwing the plastics just to see what the fish want.
There's a
Hey!
little shaker. Ate it right by the boat.
Thank you, Mr. Walleye. Well, I don't want to put too fine of a point on it, but I think the plastics are producing bigger fish and the crankbaits might be a numbers pattern right now.
Let's just forget that happened.
Instead, we'll put it on YouTube. Fish.
That's it. Switching to the
The
plastic.
pin has been pulled,
Yep.
folks. It's a walleye. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
There's another walleye following us right beneath him. Can you see that?
That's cool.
He's just hanging there. He's like, "What's up, brother?" Ha! All right.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I mean, you see it with bass all the time.
He's like, "I told you not to eat it." All right, I'll send you back so you guys can talk that over. I mean, I've seen them foul like that, but one just like doing donuts underneath the one that's hooked under, on the surface like that, I've not seen that.
Yeah. I'm gonna put on a purple and white Moxie.
Do it.
Authentic Series soft baits from BFishN Tackle are just what the doctor ordered if you want to scratch your big fish itch. Available in 2 body styles, the Moxie Auger Tail and the Pulsar Paddle Tail offer a perfected blend of field-tested color patterns and hyperactive designs that come to life in the water to produce unparalleled fish-catching movement and vibration other soft baits just can't match. Authentex Plastics, your prescription-strength cure for slow fishing, only from BFishN Tackle.
Everything you'd expect from a premium quality fish house and so much more. Glacier combines superior craftsmanship and premium quality materials to produce a comfortable and enjoyable mobile base camp for your next outdoor adventure. Available in a variety of models, a Glacier Ice House offers more standard features, more usable space, and a better fit and finish than the competition. Visit our website at glacierIcehouse.com to find a dealer near you and see why a Glacier fish house is the ultimate way to play.
When you're paid to put fish in the boat, you don't mess around with the thing that puts fish in the boat. Always use the best line.
I got one.
Looks like it could be the right one.
Feels good. There he comes. Come here, fish. Not a giant, great eater. We've relocated here. We were out, maybe half mile out in the bay, and that real shallow hump we were fishing just died. Sun come up a little bit and drove those fish off to deeper water. They're just not feeding anymore. So what we're doing is we're just kind of chasing the wind now. We got a real nice wind pounding into the shoreline. We've got some pretty decent depth where we, it's not real shallow coming out the shore a long ways. And that's the kind of area we look for when we're targeting these walleyes. When we're fishing wind-blown shorelines, I don't want something that's real shallow or something that's got a lot of old weed growth on it. We're really looking for hard bottom right now. That seems to be where the walleyes are holding. Now, if you wanted to come out here to Devil's Lake and catch a bunch of pike, get back there in those weeds. You can barely keep the things off, but that's not why we came here. And we're going to catch plenty of pike anyway, won't we? Won't we, Pat?
Yeah.
Can't get away from them.
There we go.
What you fishing?
It's a Pulsar, Firecracker, Chartreuse.
Nice.
It's one of my favorite colors. Hoist him in here. There we go.
We'll go through once with plastics, and then we'll just flip the boat around and throw a crankbait.
Little male.
I'm gonna do it, Pat. I might live to regret it, but I'm gonna do it. Or maybe I'll just throw this, throw this perchy colored
Shad Dancer.
Shad Dancer. Thank you. You helped me with the name. So many names.
And there we go.
Now that's looking pikey.
Come on, be a walleye. Oh, it's a nice walleye.
Is it?
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
job.
look at that. There's another, that same deal.
There must be some spawning activity still going
There's
on.
spawning going on still. That
Or just
walleye.
maybe wishful thinking.
Hoist him in here. There we go. Definitely more of a plastic bite this morning. I think once that we get midday, we'll start getting a few more on crankbaits, but there's definitely some spawning going on. And like James said, when that spawning is going on, you want to look for the rubble, rocky stuff, more clean bottom, because that's where they're going to be wanting to do that. And that definitely seems like it's where the fish are. That's just that 1/4 ounce moon eye jig with the Pulsar paddle tail. firecracker chartreuse. Seems like that color works just about everywhere. It's kind of like the orange color chartreuse seems to work everywhere too.
It's definitely a staple color. I mean, clean water to dirty water, the walleyes are just going to eat it.
Yep.
Fish.
They do eat crankbaits.
Yeah, I like this little corner here. It's the right kind, isn't it?
Yeah,
oh
it's the
yeah,
right
he's got that funny shaped eyeball. That's what we're after.
Hooked right in the very tip of the snout there.
All right, fall off, fish. Do me a favor. Get off there.
You might pop off when you lift him.
Nope. He's gonna need a little assistance. In one side of the boat, out the other. That's a shad dancer. That's a new crankbait this year, and I don't have a lot of experience throwing it. I mean, we're just starting to throw shad style baits this year. I love the action on it. It's real tight like a shad wrap, dives deeper. Fish. Pike.
What the heck?
No, it's not. It's a walleye. It's a nice one. Nice fish. Got him around the armpit. He swatted at it, got him back there behind the ear. But that's a nicer fish. Definitely a male. Dripping milt there. There's still some walleyes out here hoping to do some spawning yet. See you later.
So James and I have just caught a number of fish in really short order. And right now these walleyes are up here, they're spawning or just getting done spawning. Some of them are still up here. And one of the main things to look at, and this is gonna play a huge part into Minnesota's opener too. You know, those fish are gonna be just getting done spawning. And what you're gonna wanna be looking for are these shallow, rubbly, rocky areas. And if the wind's blowing in there, that's even better. And the fish really load up on these and spawn. So you can use the side imaging and really key in on these areas. You can see all this is really hard bottom, and you can see that there's different rocks, little rubbly, rocky stuff. And that's what we're looking for. We're going down some of these shorelines and looking for these areas and then spinning around and casting on them. So that's gonna play a huge part in the Minnesota's opener. I'll be doing that a lot and looking for these walleyes after they're getting done spawning and just finishing up.
In pursuit of what lies beneath, Okuma Fishing Tackle is the point of connection between angler and opportunity, giant pike and muskie, drag screaming salmon, and deep-bodied lake trout, hard-fighting bass, and the elusive walleye, all pursued by anglers that demand the smoothest, longest casting reels and perfectly balanced fishing rods, engineered to perfection. Everywhere, every species, Okuma Fishing Tackle is inspired fishing.
Skeeter Boat Center is now a full-service Warrior Boats dealer, offering the complete line of Warrior boats, all covered by reliable Yamaha outboards. With dealerships located in Ramsey, Minnesota and Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, Skeeter Boat Center carries more Warrior boat models in stock than any other Warrior boat dealer. No matter which Warrior model is right for you, you'll receive the same attention to detail and service after the sale that made Skeeter Boat Center the #1 Skeeter dealer by volume in the Midwest. For the best selection of fiberglass fishing boats and unmatched service, stop in or visit us online at skeeterboatcenter.com.
Big fish don't just fall from the sky.
There we go.
What you got?
Walligator.
Nice. Heck yeah. Allow me to provide a scoop.
I'll take a scoop. Makes it a little easier.
Yes, it does.
Still not a huge fish, but a little nicer than some of those males we were getting.
Well done.
And that same old program right there.
One guy throw a crank, one guy throw a plastic.
Yeah, and Right there. Nice fish. A little better than a few of them we've had the last little while.
I'll take that all day long.
Heck yeah. It's a lot of fun. Lots of fun to catch these walleyes out here. And as long as they keep eating this jig and plastic, I'm gonna keep throwing it. It works good because to have one of us throwing crank and one of plastic, because then you kind of always know what the fish are kind of going towards, and that way we're covering our bases.
Nicely done.
Thanks. He was right in the ditch.
Right in the ditch, right?
We got a road bed right here. You can actually see the top of it. And it's a little bit deeper right on that where the old ditch was. It's about 10 feet deep. He was right in it.
There's fish.
Hey!
Just don't know if it's the right kind. I give it about a 50-50 chance right now. I'm not getting that rolling head chomping thing they do.
Unfortunately,
Walleye.
oh, it is a walleye.
And that's how you get Pat to move fast. Nice. Whoa! Last minute head, turn ahead there. Nice.
There we go. That's a good fish, man.
We're getting there. These are nice.
Yeah.
A little change of program here. We're fishing this old road bed. Actually, I think it's a railroad grade. And when you come off the edge of it, it's deep water. I would assume it was the old ditch. And it can be anywhere from 8 to 11 feet deep. And that shad dancer it's great bait, just wasn't getting quite deep enough. So I put on a number 7 smash shad in chrome blue. And I didn't have to fish that for very long, and this one crunched it. All right, there we go. Pop that one loose there. All right, we are getting some nice fish. We've got really good conditions for this. I mean, you get these winds midday like this, keeps these fish kind of supercharged. Now, we've had to move. We've kind of wore out spots, but the fish we're getting here now, even midday, they're really nice fish. Pat had that nice one, and I didn't want him getting too far out ahead of me, so had to represent a little bit. See you later. All right, so let's show you the bait here. And the only reason I switched was I just needed some more depth. You know, a lot of times when we choose these crankbaits, you know, it's not so much the way the action is, it's the depth range it covers. You know, if we're up in 2 or 3 foot of water, I'd probably choose a shallow shad. That shad dancer was perfect in that 4 to 6, 7 foot of water. And now this is a smash shad. This is a storm bait. And it's got a real nice rattle to it. But I just needed a little bit extra depth to get this bait to drive down deep. Pat's fishing that jig. He slowed his retrieve down so he can kind of work it down in that ditch. And that's all I needed to do. And chrome blue with these high skies like this, all that sunlight, I was thinking gave off a lot of flash. Did not take very long to get that fish in the boat. I think you said it best earlier. I think we can catch these fish just about any way we wanted to catch them.
Yep.
Walleye.
Could be a walleye.
I think it should be.
It's a little suspect. I never really saw it. Oh yeah, good walleye. That's a netter, James.
Well, I can call it. Huh? Huh? Of course, it's easy to do if every time you hook a fish, bring it back. I just yell walleye.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
That's my best fish of the day.
We're back in the walleye zone.
Yep. Like James said earlier, it's definitely seems like you got pods of walleye and then you got pods of pike.
That's a nice fish, buddy.
And right now we are in the pot of walleyes. Nice fish. Female just starting to pack on the pounds after the spawn. So you can tell she's trying to get there. Definitely healthy, but that's a nice fish. All right, James. That's definitely my biggest one of the day.
Oh, I mean, I'd say it's about the same length as that one I had earlier this morning, but heavier.
Yeah, she's packing on the pounds. Thanks for playing, lady. I guess weeding through those pike are worth it.
It's always worth it. You gotta go where the fish are.
In-Depth Outdoors, Spot on the Spot ID.
On today's Spot on the Spot ID, we're taking a real close look at how to approach Devil's Lake early in the season. And what we're going to share here today is directly translatable for anglers that are fishing elsewhere across the Midwest. The type of approach where we're looking for these walleyes in Devil's Lake is going to be very translatable to the bodies of water that you fish. So we were targeting primarily the west side of Devil's Lake. It's not as deep, a lot of shallow water there, and it's an area that gets a lot of spawning activity. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Now, our approach at this time of the year really is pretty simple. We're looking for shallow rock, gravel, we're looking for windy shorelines. Now, out in Devil's Lake, as we look around, we start to boat through this incredible maze of a body of water. You see lots of flooded timber. And at times of the year, that flooded timber can really hold a lot of walleye. But what we found while we were out fishing was everything was related to shorelines receiving wind that didn't have any trees on it, but you could find rock. And what was going on was these walleyes were still in kind of a last-ditch effort spawning mood. You had some really nice males in these areas still milting. All the females had been, spawned out for some time now, but they were still using these areas. So any place we found rock, as we moved around and targeted areas where the wind was piling in, like here on this side of the island, any place we found rock, we found walleyes in that 4 to 10 foot of water range. And at that point, it was pretty easy to catch these fish. So if you're getting out for early season walleyes in the next couple of weeks, just keep this general approach in mind. Windy shorelines. Look for clean bottoms with rock, rubble, where those fish will either still be spawning or have just finished up. And employ this two-pronged approach of casting crankbaits and fishing jigs and plastics. Use these two presentations. You're going to be successful if you target this type of area early in the season.
Authentic Series soft baits from BFishN Tackle are just what the doctor ordered if you want to scratch your big fish itch. Available in 2 body styles, the Moxie Auger Tail and the Pulsar Paddle Tail offer a perfected blend of field-tested color patterns and hyperactive designs that come to life in the water to produce unparalleled fish-catching movement and vibration other soft baits just can't match. Authentex Plastics, your prescription-strength cure for slow fishing, only from BFishN Tackle.
In pursuit of what lies beneath, Okuma Fishing Tackle is the point of connection between angler and opportunity, giant pike and muskie, drag-screaming salmon, and deep-bodied lake trout, hard-fighting bass, and the elusive walleye, all pursued by anglers that demand the smoothest, longest-casting reels and perfectly balanced fishing rods, engineered to perfection everywhere, every species. Okuma Fishing Tackle is inspired fishing.
At Aluma, we're in it for the long haul. That's why we make the longest-lasting, most rugged trailers on the road. Flatbeds, bike haulers, tilt trailers, and enclosed. If you have a lot to move, we've got your way to move it. Our lightweight aluminum trailers will handle even your heaviest loads. At Aluma, we are right behind you with an industry-leading 5-year warranty. Because every trip and every load is valued.
Yeah, I don't know why, but this is the section where the walleyes live. We go too far to the west and it's just Pike City.
Yeah, it's funny how that works. There's a fish.
Let me know if you need a net.
I don't know if this is, oh, it's a big walleye.
Looks like a walleye.
Yep.
Come
I just
here.
switched colors.
Electric blue.
Electric blue.
Come here. Oh yeah, that's bigger than your last one.
Heck yeah, man.
Killing it.
This is getting fun.
Oh, it's been fun for a while, Patrick.
Look at that one.
Nice.
Another nice fish. Man, that's a lot of fun when they're whacking those plastics, man.
This is definitely a better caliber of fish.
Yep. All right, well, I'm gonna get that one back and keep on casting.
Don't change a thing.
Alrighty, James has got one on.
Yes, I do.
I'm gonna get her back.
I can lift this one.
Okay.
I hit spot lock when Pat hooked that last fish, so I guess I technically caught this one off of Pat's spot. Man, Devil's Lake is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, for a couple of guys that don't know up from down here, I mean, we know how to catch fish, but be able to come out here and just fish Windy Rock and pile them up. Fantastic fish. One of many, many today, and I would imagine many more yet to come.
We have caught a lot of fish today.
This is our last day, buddy. We gotta fish this thing to the end. Oh, you got him, Hoss.
Got him.
Is he the right kind?
Yes, it is.
Don't you love it when you can tell? You know, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm not sure, but you know, when a good walleye hits, you know.
Yep.
If you had a better fishing partner, he'd come back and help you.
There we go. That electric blue, man. That has been a good color. There we go.
All right, Pat, here's the question of the day. What does electric blue imitate?
I don't know.
I think it does a great job of imitating absolutely nothing that a walleye eats on a daily basis.
I think this water is pretty turned up with the waves coming in
Yep.
here, and I think they get a good visual on it. They can see it, and it's got a white tail, which could be a minnow of some kind, and in that sunlight, that blue is really sparkly, and they can track it down easy. That's about the best I can get.
Works for me, man. It's kind of like a fire tiger. What does a fire tiger imitate?
Right.
I don't know, it just works.
Yep. Alrighty. See
Bye,
you
fish.
later. Gonzo.
So that brings us to the end of today's show and the final episode for season number 11. It's been a wonderful ride, lots of highs and a few lows, but that comes with every season here at In Depth Outdoors. We cover a lot of ground over 26 weeks and a lot of different species, and none of that would be possible if it wasn't for the support of our incredible pro staff that take time out of their busy schedules to get out there on the ice and in the boats to chase down these great bites. And of course, I cannot possibly end our season without thanking everybody at home for taking the time to tune in each week to support this program. Without you, none of this would be worthwhile doing. So to everybody, we're going to be back with the season number 12 in about 6 months. So one thing I want to point out is we would love if everybody would just drop in from time to time on our Facebook page or on our website at In Depth Outdoors and just let us know how you're doing during the off season. 6 months from now, we'll be back there on Fox Sports North with 26 more weeks chasing the biggest fish and the hottest bites across the Midwest and Canada. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. We'll see you next year.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at indepthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.